Alright guys, it's time we have a little discussion long overdue. This is Gothic. And this is also Gothic. Now the reason these two games don't look the same is because one is an original from 2001 and one is a remake that we're still waiting for. I'm here to talk about the remake, so let's see how it all started, what's the current state, and what can we expect. In 2019, the rights were bought by a company called THQ Nordic, and since they were also big fans of the original games, they began thinking and experimenting with what could be done in the modern era. So when they played the original, they realized the game is still iconic and holds up to modern standards, so simply remaking it wouldn't work. So instead, they tried a new approach. How did the original team think? What was their idea? In order for them to get a proper approach, they started with giving us a playable teaser made with the Unreal Engine 4, and according to the community's feedback, they would see if they'd want to proceed or not. The reaction was absolutely incredible, as 180,000 players actually downloaded it and tried it just within that year alone. So on February 19, 2020, the developer gave a green light. THQ Nordic, which is actually based in Vienna, Austria, set up a developer team for Gothic in Spain with Alchemia Interactive. Just so you guys can rant and complain about everything that should and shouldn't be in the game. THQ Nordic will establish a new studio based in Barcelona, Spain, and will then assess what players liked and what they want to be different than in the playable teaser. Now, I personally did not expect this, but for the fans that know the original too well, have criticized the teaser so badly over the course of the next year, the developing team decided to just start the game from scratch. Let's just take a look why. The teaser starts off by the Nameless being accused of theft and then slowly brought down by a lift. Yeah, slowly, you get it. Then out of nowhere, there's a fire and explosions underneath. And the thing that weirds me out more is the generic British accent when he starts talking.
Oh, god damn it. What the hell just happened?
Once he's actually on the path to where he has to go, he has to find his way through rubble and destruction and finds a sword that's broken. I guess it must be a Lord of the Rings reference. The return of the king is nigh. The next thing you know, a bunch of snappers attack you out of nowhere. Now in the original you'd be dead in less than a second, cause we know how overpowered they were when you were only level 0, or 1 in this case. Also, the combat system sucks absolute donkey balls. I'd be thrilled if this was a Dark Souls game, but unfortunately it just isn't. So then Diego comes out of nowhere to the rescue. That's an okay ordeal, but we'd still be dead. You pass out, you wake up in Diego's hut, and he starts explaining on where you should go and how the old camp works and so on and so forth. The dialogue seems very forced and unnatural, and it seemed that like they didn't get the people to work together properly. Diego explains about what you should do to survive and get on with this shit show. Either way, you get my point. The playable teaser was just not what we wanted. But the company listened, and we're expecting a good turn of events. Months forward to July 2022, and we finally got a new teaser trailer on how the old mine is going to look like. The similarities are uncanny, and we can't wait to see more things to come. A YouTuber named Marvin even made a comparison of the two, so let's take a look. A quick shout out for making the video, Marvin, and please guys do check it out, I'm not taking any of the credit for it. Now I did try to reach out to Kai Rosenkrantz, the composer of the original soundtracks and VFX in the trilogy, but I just haven't been lucky enough to get a response. I did some digging however, and in certain German and Polish websites I found out what Alchemia Interactive has been up to with the famous composer. He's actually in collaboration with them for the remake, and he's actually going to use the original sounds and music for the new game, with probably some enhancing to make it sound more modern. Apparently, the whole combat system is going to be redesigned, as it was way too stiff and not gothic-y enough for our beloved community, so the studio took the fans' attention to heart, threw the demo created by 7 people into the trash and start working again in a larger, currently around 40-person group, consisting of loyal fans of the series as well as Kai Rosenkrantz, who has already composed like at least 2 hours of the soundtrack since. And among other things, Diego in the Gothic remake shouldn't resemble a musketeer, but rather a rogue shadow figure of the old camp. Danny Trejo resemblance, anyone? The studio reportedly also wants to get the original voice actors on set, as how many are still alive, of course. Speculation also has it that the developers have even looked at certain mods, specifically the Arculus mod that came out in 2021, and are willing to hire the creators for even more inspiration. Finally, the studio's Gamescom appearance included a confirmation that it hasn't even committed to an internal release window just yet, so this makes it unlikely that the Gothic remake will launch prior to 2024 at the earliest. Even though the original game is over 20 years old, the community grows larger every single day, and I truly embrace the fact that we will be able to see a modern version of Gothic, and maybe even Gothic 2, who knows? Either way guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more future content, and of course, as always, enjoy playing the game. Peace out.